Russian troops advancing towards Kyiv in the north of Ukraine have been slowed a bit by attacks from Ukraine and hampered by serious logistical problems, according to Western analysts. Analysts say there have been more success in the south of the country, rapidly gaining ground and advancing towards the key city of Odessa. Here are the latest developments of the invasion. A ceasefire has been agreed to allow civilians to leave the city of Sumy and the town of Sumy near Kyiv and Mariupol as well. Russian forces have begun an assault on Kyiv. More than 2 million people have now fled the fighting. Russia launched its attack in the early hours of 24th February from three main directions: north, south, and east. Nearly all the troops positioned around Ukraine in the build-up to the invasion are now on Ukraine territory, according to US officials. Targets all over the country have been attacked from land, sea, and air. Most Ukrainian military say the Russian advance has slowed and the occupiers are demoralized. Lately, Ukraine and Russia agreed a humanitarian corridor to evacuate civilians from the city of Sumy, which has been under bombardment by Russian forces for days, and also the city of Mariupol. A column of evacuees, including international students, have left the city of Portova in central Ukraine. Civilians are also being evacuated from the town of Irpin near capital Kyiv, where there have been heavy fighting in recent days. There are reports another route towards the southern city of Mariupol has come under fire. Buses and lorries on their way to deliver humanitarian aid to the city to evacuate civilians to Zaporizhia. Ukraine claimed previous routes have been impossible to use, with both sides accusing each other of breaking the ceasefire. The fight for Kyiv. There have been intense shelling around Kyiv in recent days, and analysts say Russian troops are bringing up reinforcements and supplies for an assault on the capital. In Irpin, to the northwest of the city, Russian forces are using siege and starve tactics, according to the Institute for the Study of War (ISW). Russian forces have shelled civilian areas, cutting off electricity, food, and water supply. At least 2,000 civilians have fled, claimed by Western media. Chechen troops, who are believed to be specialists in close combat and urban warfare, have been deployed in Myla to Irpin southwest. Russian troops are also advancing from the Sumy area in the east and are active in the Brovary area. The UK Ministry of Defense says Ukrainian troops around the nearby town of Hostomel, Bucha, Voze, and Irpin continue to resist Russian offensive towards the capital Kyiv. Slow Russian progress in the north. Russian troops initially made quick gains, advancing from Belarus down the west side of the Dnieper River via Chernobyl. However, the Ministry of Defense said the main body of the large Russian column advancing on Kyiv remained over 30 kilometers from the center of the city. Many vehicles are believed to have run out of fuel or broken down, claimed by the US officials. There have also been intense fighting around Hostomel airport, which has changed hands several times. Russian troops have also faced strong Ukrainian opposition to the northeast of Kyiv. Chernihiv have come under intense bombardment, according to Ukraine's military, with several residential areas reduced to rubble. Russian advance on Kyiv from east has also faced Ukrainian opposition. Big Russian gains in the south. Russian forces have made rapid gains across the south of the country, advancing east and west from Crimea. In the east, there is growing concern of tens of thousands of civilians trapped in the port city of Mariupol. The UN says civilians Mariupol, Kyiv, Melitopol, and elsewhere desperate need aid, especially life-saving medical supplies. People are trapped without food, running water, and electricity, and there are reports of bodies on the streets. To the west, Russian forces are moving on the direction of Odessa, where Ukrainian forces are preparing for an attack in the coming days. It will seal off Ukraine from its coastline and secure a path for Russian forces from Donetsk to the Moldovan border. In Mykolaiv, rocket strikes are reported to have caused fire in residential area. Analysts say Russian troops may be trying to bypass the city in order to attack Odessa. Ukrainian authorities say Russian forces have crossed the river at Kashpero, Mykolaiv, and have been seen advancing towards Voznesensk. Limited Russian advance in the east. Kyiv, the second largest city in Ukraine, has faced intense aerial bombardment. Ukraine's Ministry of Defense Intelligence Service say a top commander in the Russian army has been killed during fighting near the city. The media cannot actually confirm this claim. Artillery attacks on residential areas of Kyiv are being investigated by United Nations prosecutor for possible war crimes. A Ukrainian counter-offensive near Kyiv damaged Russian frontline units, according to ISW, and there are claims Ukrainian forces pushed Russian back to the border north of the west of the city. Ukrainian troops have also been fighting against Russian forces near Sumy, targeting their supply lines on the road from Russian border. There are also thought to be about 15,000 Russian-backed separatists in the Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republic, who may help a Russian advance. Ukraine believes the figure is higher. Thousands flee across the borders. Since the invasion began, more than 2.5 million people have fled Ukraine, according to the United Nations. It is the fastest growing refugee crisis in Europe since World War II. UNICEF, the UN Children Agency, believes around half of them are children and young people.